All right, welcome everyone. This is Ross Garcia here, and I want to bring you some information about how to literally change situations in your life. Yesterday we were just talking about like how like stuff literally has happened to me and what you can do like to learn from the situations that I went through. Um, and this is like real, Um, so, you know, every day I bring you something new that could help you in your journey. So, so I'm like literally setting up this other channel I got over here. Um, I didn't think I didn't think there was going to be a lot of people on the call. And give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me clearly on the mic. Let me
We
know if you
can.
guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
All right, nice. Okay. Let me connect this device here. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if that mic is working. Seems like it's working fine. So I'm actually out here in Marbella, Spain. And last night, it looks like it's still raining a little bit. It's not that much, but it's still raining a little bit. But I want to thank you guys for your time and for jumping on. I've been up late. We're actually working on our website, cryptolifeschool.com. So I don't know if you guys know, but I've been in cryptocurrency for the last 3 years and been involved in certain projects. Right now, I'm involved in this project called Hex. It's the first certificate of deposit on the blockchain. And what is the blockchain? The blockchain is Ethereum. So you really literally have like cryptocurrencies like Ethereum that are going to tokenize the world. What I mean by that is like the technology behind, this type of stuff is like crazy. And what a coincidence. The virus could be on the cash. So don't use cash. Um, so everything is changing right now, and we need to understand that these technologies, they're so advanced. um, so the system is changing, and just like the system is changing, we're actually changing, we're actually moving right now. This is all the stuff that I learned from my mentor Bob Proctor. So as the world is moving, we need to change. And the reason that we don't change is because we have what's called a paradigm. So a paradigm is a multitude of habits that are literally, they're fixed in our subconscious mind. These are programs, and you're operating on a program that's literally dictating the results in your life. So when I got this, I was always broke, and I wanted to make millions of dollars, and I didn't really want to travel the world. I didn't even think about that. The thought came to me when I moved to Venice Beach, California. I lived in Chicago my whole life. I was born in Houston, Texas, moved to Chicago when I was like 8 years old. But I've been in Chicago ever since. So I was like, man, when I was like 35, I just made a decision. I was like, I'm gonna just start traveling. And I was making a lot of money, and for me it was a lot of money because I never made 100,000 a month up till that point. um, I was always like making, working at a bank, making, $800 a week or maybe like $700 a week. It wasn't anything where it was like, whoa, I'm making a lot of money. Um, I would have friends that made a lot of money. I had a few friends that had restaurants. I had friends that had mortgage companies, and I was trying to find my way through life. I was just trying to like really understand how this stuff works. And it was like 2007, 2008. I had seen Bob Proctor in the movie The Secret, The Law of Attraction. So something told me like this guy knows what he's talking about, but I didn't search up on him on YouTube. At that point, I don't think YouTube was really that popular. So, you know, I was working for a bank, and I just bumped into Napoleon Hill after a couple years. I had went through a horrible situation, and I actually almost lost my life, and I endangered somebody else. Luckily, he was okay, but it was just horrible what I went through. And you know, after what I went through, I was sitting there at my mom's house, and I was like, listen to this guy, Napoleon Hill. Just listen to him. You have nothing to lose. All you have to do is listen. So I did. And I took notes. I had a pen and started writing down what he was telling me. I like the introduction in his laws of success. He's like, may you be seated, please. And I was already sitting down, right? But he's like, you were born with two different options. One option is like everything you did want, and the other option is everything you didn't want because you failed to take possession of your mind. So I was like, okay, well, I think in pictures, like I know that I have thoughts and I think in pictures and stuff like that. But how serious is this stuff? Like, how much fun is in the subconscious in your mind? And that's where all the fun is. Like, the fun is not in the physical, the fun is in the mind. And after I joined Proctor Gallagher Institute, I started working with Bob Proctor's company. I read through the material to become a certified consultant. Um, he's got a program called Thinking into Results. And if you guys ever want to go through that program, we could talk about it in another conversation. You guys can message me. But I went through that program, and it was like, it made you think like, what's a terror barrier? A terror barrier is like something that you want to do, but you can't do it because you're too scared. It's like making a decision. When successful people make decisions, they make them right away. And for me, it it took me. I made a decision to want to learn from Napoleon Hill, even though he was already dead. I made a decision that I wanted to learn everything there was about personal growth and development, about the mind, about your spirit, about your self image, right? I made a decision to do that um, because I went to college and I graduated and I wasn't happy. I wasn't living like a meaningful life. I worked for a bank called JP Morgan Chase, and I was doing mortgages for that company. I wasn't happy. Um, and they didn't pay me what I was I wanted to make. Like, you know, I wasn't happy making 24,000, not even getting paid extra because I speak Spanish. So I I didn't I was just like not in a good vibration. I was not in a good feeling. And if you guys that are part of the company, you guys have to understand that if you're not in a good feeling, if you don't feel good, you're not going to make things happen in your life. Um, if you're thinking about everything that you don't want, then you need to be on these calls. So for me, it's like, I understand that I have two sides. And that is actually a law called the law of opposites, the law of polarity. And there's two sides to your thinking. One side is the positive side, and the other side is the negative side. And it's like, do you really want to entertain negative pictures in your mind? No, I don't. Okay, then this is what you need to do. And it's as simple as getting a pen and writing it down, because all you need is a pen. So why do you need a pen? Because when you write down the things that you want as you wish them to be, not as they currently are, you go into the higher faculties. And that's where all the fun is. The higher faculties is your imagination, your will, reasoning, intuition, memory, and perception. And you also have hunches. Then you have the lower faculties. I can see, smell, taste, hear, and touch. And you have antennas that are literally picking up the signal of the lower faculties. Like, I know what ribs taste like. I know what chips, French fries taste like. I know what this tastes like. But do you know what success is, and how does it feel to accomplish your goal? Like, I could say I accomplished my goal in personal growth and development because I've helped other people get this. I have three people right now. Two people are making close to $1 million, possibly even more than $1 million. Another person is making under $500,000. And all I did was talk to them about Napoleon Hill and Bob Proctor and how the subconscious mind works. Now, Bob Proctor showed me, and I understood from Bob Proctor, that the mind is not the brain. The brain is something physical. The mind is thinking, and it's thinking a lot of thoughts, and it's moving, and it's on a frequency. And when Thomas Edison was going through all those failures to create the incandescent light bulb, he actually found the radio frequency through one of his failures. So when you're going up against what you really, really want, you're going to go through failures. You know, he went through 10,000 failures to make the incandescent light bulb. So how many failures will you go through before you quit? Because like Napoleon Hill says, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. You know, there was a professor from Harvard named William James. He said, believe in your belief, and your belief will literally create the fact. And he says that your belief system is based upon your evaluation of something. And frequently, if you reevaluate a situation, your beliefs about that situation will change. Well, that's a higher faculty. That's called your perception. When you change your perception on life, everything else will change. When you live in a spirit of gratitude for what you have right now, God will open up the door for more abundance. And it's literally about what you're thinking, because the energy is just, in a true form, it just is. Has no past, no present, is 100% evenly present in all places at the same time, your spirit. And you are a spirit, you have an intellect, and you live in a physical body. Your physical body is a manifestation of the thought, because the thought wanted to mold and make, the thought wanted to become. So now you've became, now you're here, and you're here for expansion and fuller expression, never for disintegration, never for hard times. So it's like, what do you want? Why do you want it? When do you want it? Where do you want it? Who do you want it, right? You don't have to worry about how this thing is going to happen. When I found that out, I moved to Venice Beach, California, because I always wanted to live close to the beach. I always wanted to move out of Chicago, and I didn't want to deal with the cold weather anymore, because I was traveling to Las Vegas. I was traveling to the West Coast, to Arizona. And we actually have someone saying at the chat, the girl I'm referring for crypto is Chubanda. She is on this call and desperate to talk to you. Okay, good. So we're going to educate her on what cryptocurrency is. I'll reach out to her after the call. No worries. We still have time. No big deal. But yeah, we're literally creating a website to help people with this, what is called the Great Reset. It's called the Great Reset because they're going to reset all the currencies. And that's why they want us at home. So to me, there probably is a virus, but the consequences of the virus are going to be more devastating than the virus, because you will see a transfer of wealth. You will see people lose their homes because they don't have a job. And when you understand the laws of attraction and the laws of the thoughts, how this stuff works, where is the source? And the source is inside of your mind, but the source is all around you. The source is coming in and through you. You have this energy literally coming to you. And James Allen says, he wrote a book called As a Man Thinketh. He says, mind is the master power that molds and makes, and man is mind. So you're shaping your thoughts with the energy, which is like insane to even think about, because up to this point, they told you use the left part of your brain. You have to be practical, logical, put your feet on the ground. That's not going to work. Get out of the fantasy. Stop creating pictures of you having millions of dollars. Stop creating pictures of you paying off your house, having a nice savings account, having abundance. Don't think about that. Just apply for the job. You're broke. Go get the job. Trust me, I've been through all this stuff. Everything I'm telling you, I went through. Go get a job. Put your feet on the ground. Dad, listen up. Listen, I make 20,000 a week. There's no way you make 20,000 a week. You're talking out of your, out of your ass. Go get a job. You're going to work hard. I worked hard to support you and the family. You have to do the same thing. You got to go work hard. Napoleon Hill says that when riches come, they're based upon definite demand, not by mere chance or luck. And when you find them, you're always going to ask yourself, where were they this whole time? Because he says you can make money so fast that you'll be wondering where it was your whole life. Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, they talk about making money in your sleep. If you're not making money in your sleep, you're doing it wrong. What can you do to earn interest? What can you do to create a life? The first thing you have to do is know what you want. That's why, aside from the introduction, the first chapter of Think and Grow Rich is desire. Desire. Something that you're continually obsessed with, repeatedly. Something that you are just every single day thinking about. Repetition, auto-suggestion. I'm so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources and in continuous basis. And I say that, and I'm a part of I Am Academy. We run an education platform. They also deal in cryptocurrency, Forex, network marketing. That's a source of income. I still have my phone number for the loan modification clinic in the USA, 773-847-2200. If you're losing your house or you lost your job, give us a call. I still have Property Flip 123, my property flip business, my construction company, which right now I'm not working that business, but I don't know anything about construction. But here I am buying homes, cash deals. How did I do it? I did it because I wrote that down on a gold card. That's the first process to the creation process is, do you have it written down? No, I don't. Okay, then next student, I'm wasting my time. Do you have your goal written down? You know, and I'm sorry to say, but next time we're on this call, I'm gonna be asking you guys, where's your goal card? Let me see it. Because if you were to ask me, I would be able to show it to you right now because it's in my wallet. I take the goal card with me everywhere I go. I look at it every single day. And they say, be careful who you tell your goal to, because you don't want negative people to know that you have this goal. I don't want to know what your goal is. I mean, if you want to tell me, that's fine, but I do want to know that you have it written down. That's why I will ask you guys, where is your goal card? See, when you get the book, The Science of Getting Rich through Proctor Gallagher Institute, Bob Proctor actually wrote behind that book, The Science of Getting Rich, because that book that Wallace Wattles wrote was actually the inspiration for the movie The Secret. So the movie The Secret took Wallace Wattles material and made a movie out of it called The Secret. And in the last chapter, Bob Proctor says that the reason that having a mentor is important is because you want someone to hold you accountable for the things that you want. And how could you ever do it if you forget to hold yourself accountable? You need a mentor. You need someone to push you to the next level, someone to hold you accountable, like an accountability partner. And all of us on this call, let's see how many people are on the call. There's not too many people on the call today. There's 7 people on the call, but literally we are accountability partners to ourselves because we get lazy. And even when you get this information, you get lazy. You just want to just stay home and not go out there and enjoy the beautiful life that we have, right? So it's literally about, you know, having an accountability partner, having someone that has been through what you've been through. And I've been through so much crazy stuff because I'm from Chicago. It doesn't matter where you're born, if you went to school, if you're broke right now, all of that is relevant. What is relevant, what is important is, do you have it written down? And when you have it written down, it's like that's the first step towards the creation process. People don't get that. People want the nice cars, they want the house, they want the good life, but they don't have it written down. They don't have a picture of themselves, of that house that they want, the car that they want, the type of bank account that they want, the type of boat or vacation home. And all that is possible in your mind, because if you can hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand and physical. If you can hold it in the unseen, because only you can see it, I can't. It's like the air. You could feel it. I can feel the air, but I can't see it. So, you know, what is it that you want? Because that's the first step to the creation process. Do you have it written down? And do you auto suggest it? One of the things that you could do is say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm running the best online business in the world. People come to me, people gravitate towards me, people are looking to better their lives, and I'm coaching them because of what I've learned through Ross Garcia. I'm understanding how this stuff works. So what's the first step? The first step is write it down, because that's the first step to the creation process. It's like they asked Van Gogh, how do you do so beautiful paintings? He says, I dream my painting, then I paint my dream. You see, you never get an original copy of a Mona Lisa. The first Mona Lisa, Leonardo da Vinci took with him when he died because it was in his mind. That was the first one. The second one was the one he put on canvas, the one that you pay to go see. And I believe the Mona Lisa is in Paris, worth about $800 million. I didn't go see it because I'm in Spain. I drove right through Paris to get to Spain. The guy at the airport in the UK, in the United Kingdom, he said, Mr. Garcia, you're not a European, you're a US citizen. And right now, the Spanish government is denying all visas for Americans. I said, okay, I see only the objective. The object must give way. Okay. I see only the objective. So what did I do? I rented a car and I drove to Spain within that same hour. I said, you know what? I'm going to put this to practice. No, I'm not going to go back home to my apartment in the UK. I'm going to rent a car right now and I'm going to drive to Spain. How are you going to drive through the ocean? Well, guess what? There was a ferry. There was literally a huge boat where I drove my car in the boat with a bunch of other cars, and I paid like £100, and I drove through, I think it's called the English Channel or the French Channel, to France. Then I got out from the boat in my car. I drove out of the boat, and then I went on to land, from ocean to land, drove through Paris, drove through Madrid, landed, drove, arrived at Marbella, Spain, in the southern tip of Spain. So when people say you can't, I'm the one that said it. You heard it here first. I can't doesn't exist. The only thing is I can, and I will, and I'm determined, and I have faith, and I have it written down. That's the only thing that you should be entertaining. So there is what Wallace Waddles says in The Science of Getting Rich. There is a time to sow, and there is a time to reap. And I'll tell you how this stuff works. So I've been in cryptocurrency for 3 years, and I got involved in this project called Hex. I got into it within the first week of its launch. Now, I was in another project called Electra and another project called Pack Global. They're still around today. And I got into them in 2018, at the very beginning of 2018. And I had put like $10,000 in these projects. So Hex, literally during these last 10 months, it did like a 15,000% return. Okay. Now, this token was at like 0.00001, like fractions of pennies. So the goal is for it to get to $1. Now, what am I trying to tell you is, what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to stick to the things that you want. We have an online business. We are bringing people into the business. I'm bringing people in from Spain into the business, right? But guess what? What if my promotion is 6 months from now? Would I just quit? No, I wouldn't. Because like John Canary, one of Bob Proctor's partners, he says there's a season to sow, there's a season to reap, but we don't do both in the same season. So you have to have faith that you're going to arrive. And my token, this token, it went up, but it didn't go up what I was thinking, right? I was just like, okay, it went up a little bit more, it went up a little bit more. But then finally, it's like it had its breakthrough moment where it went up substantially. And then I somehow was able to get that cash. So it's like, do you really, really want it? And will you keep sowing during that time, during that duration period? Will you keep sowing? Are you going to keep sowing those seeds? Because he said, like, there's a season to sow, there's a season to reap, but we don't do both in the same season. And that is actually called the law of gender. Now, the law of gender, just like the law of transmutation of energy, the law of polarity, the law of cause and effect, the law of relativity. Now, the law of gender states that there's an incubation and ingestation period to every seed. We know what it is for a woman having a child, but we don't know what a spiritual seed is. A spiritual seed in Bob Proctor's case took him from anywhere from 30 to 50 years to start a company like Proctor Gallagher that operates all around the world. In my case, at the loan modification clinic, to make 1.75 million took me close to 3 years. Now, the most, like I said, the most I've ever made in a year was like 65,000. But then I took that and I made that my monthly income. But it took me 3 years because I wrote that down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm going to start a company and I'm going to generate $1.75 million. How am I going to do it? Because everyone wants to know how. See, this, I did not know this when I wrote down my goal. The how will present itself to you. But let's go back to the goal. I put how, I'm going to do the radio. I'm going to do mailers. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to help them out with their homes. I didn't even have a name for the company, but I started the name within like 6 months. I said the loan modification. Okay, the loan modification what? The loan modification clinic. Because we're like operating on people's homes. We're like literally doing paperwork, creating files, asking them for their debt to income ratios. What's a debt to income ratio? Like, okay, how much income do you have and how much debt do you have? Divide the debt by the income, debt to income ratio. Then you figure out the ratio. And then according to banks want you to have like a 35% debt to income ratio. So if you have a 35% debt to income ratio, you're okay. You could pay that house. But if you have like a 70% debt to income ratio, then you cannot pay that house and that loan needs to get modified. So it's tweaking the files. We tweak the files to get the files approved so that person can save his home. How do I sign up the client? Hi, sir, may you be seated, please? Same thing like Napoleon Hill. How may I help you? Well, Rosendo, Ross, I can't pay this house. I lost my job. Okay. When did you lose your job? 3 months ago. Okay. How much were you making? I was making $5,000 a month. Do you have any other income aside from your job? Yes, my wife works. Okay. Is there anyone in the household that's over 18 years old? Yes, my daughter. How much does she make? 35,000. How much does your wife make? Oh, about 50,000. Okay. We got $85,000 in the household. Do you have any rental properties? Yes, I actually have 2 other rentals. And how much do you get from there? I get $2,000 from rental property. Okay. Do you pay water for that property? Yes. I pay $100 on each property for the water bill. Okay. That counts as your debt. Do you have a mortgage outstanding in the other 2 properties? As a matter of fact, I do. I have a mortgage of 300 and I have another mortgage of 5. Okay. So you grab all the debt and then you grab the 85,000 or whatever I said in the income, and then you divide it. Now that guy's ratio might be 65%. He still qualifies. So congratulations, Mr. So-and-so. You qualify to modify your home and lower the balance on your home, if possible. I can't guarantee you that I'll lower the balance on your home, but I could guarantee you is that I can get you at a 2% fix for 30 years. Now that client might have had a 5%. So just from going from a 5 to a 2 and restructuring his mortgage, he's going to save $500 a month. $500 a month is a lot of money when you don't have a job. And that's happening to people right now. We're getting phone calls at the loan modification clinic right now. That business is still there. I started that company. Now, you can start a company from scratch. You already started your online business. Now, this online business has tiers. The more people you talk to, the more no's you get, the more money you're going to make because it's residual income. I had a problem at the loan modification clinic. My problem was that I had too many expenses. And there was no recession anymore. Eventually, when Donald Trump came into office, supposedly all the numbers started looking good because he was the greatest president in the world, right? But they do that because they manipulate the numbers the same way that they manipulate the economy. And at the very core, it's who you're listening to. because we've been living in a state of confusion. You were taught not to think about you being a millionaire, but how would it feel to be a millionaire? And I'm asking you, how would it feel? It would feel great. What would you be doing? Where would you shop? What kind of car would you drive? Now, it's not about the money, like my mentor, Bob Proctor, says. I'm like, hey, Bob, like, why is it that we always talk about money? Like, why is money so important? He says the reason that we talk about money is because money is a magnifier. Money makes you more of who you are. If you're a good person, you're going to extend the good that you desire. That's why they're building schools in Africa every other week. If you're a bad person, you're going to be even more of a bad person. So it's a magnifier. Money makes you more of who you are. Money allows you to help others. Money allows you to have time. What's the biggest commodity is time. Time. That's why I was up to 4 in the morning and I woke up at 11 because I had to get my sleep because I was up working on our website. I was literally up working on our new website that we're starting. And that's how this stuff works. Time, money, and freedom. Time, money, and freedom. Freedom to travel the world, to do what you want, to wake up what you want, to not have to call in to work sick and ask for a vacation, for you to take vacations whenever you want. Now, how many sources of income can you have? You can have an unlimited amount of sources of income. So, one source of income is like a book that I'm getting ready to publish with Peggy McCall. I was just talking to her yesterday. She works with Bob Proctor, and she's actually a New York Times bestseller. So that's my first book. Rental income. I just got rid of 2 properties, so I don't have any more rental income. Cryptocurrency income, if you have any. Blockchain technology. Income from a website that you might have. Income from your education. What do you know that can help other people? Income from my training people, helping people through Bob Proctor's courses, through his seminars, which I am licensed to educate and also to sell. Okay. So income from I Am Academy, helping people trade Forex, fiat currencies, digital currencies, educating them on the laws of success, on what Napoleon Hill and Bob Proctor taught me. Those are all sources of income. You have to apply yourself in this digital age, in this information age. You have to take what you know and add value to people. Leave them, as our CEO, Sandy Gallagher, says, with the impression of increase. Leave them feeling great. I remember I was in Shepherd's Bush Mall, okay? And I had some glasses. I had them like this because I was inside the mall. And this young kid, like 22, he's part of our organization. I forgot his name. He walks up to me and he's like, "Hey, nice glasses." And I had, these are Ray-Bans, not these, but the glasses that I had on. They were Ray-Bans. And I like, actually, like, I took a look I noticed my glasses. I actually noticed them. And I'm like, you know what? This kid's right. Like, these are some nice glasses. I really like these glasses. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just put them on right here in the mall, right? But I felt good when he said, "Hey, you have some nice glasses." It's a compliment. There's a difference between a compliment and um, telling someone like a lot of compliments for you to basically get something out of it. Flattery, that's what it's called, flattering someone. But when people compliment you, you start noticing. So pat yourself on the back, give yourself credit for the things that you're doing. Give yourself credit for those things, and also compliment other people into your business, and just be genuine about it. But it's like you notice when other people notice something, that's when you notice it. But you have to stop that from happening and start noticing yourself, because that was like the first time out of maybe 6 months that someone had complimented me. I mean, there isn't too many people complimenting you or each other, but it's like happening, you know? And not too many people do that. Not too many people compliment you or compliment others. So we don't really see that type of positive energy being thrown out there by people. It's rare. And Napoleon Hill, I remember him talking about asking for a loan and going to a bank and telling the guy at the bank that you don't have a job. And it's like the guy at the bank is not going to give you the loan because you don't have a job. And instead of him helping you, he's going to put you down, you know? So you cannot put yourself down. You cannot have these negative out outlook about yourself. You have to create a picture of yourself of being abundant. Create a picture of yourself being happy, healthy, and wealthy, because that's what it's about. It's about you. It's not about everybody else. It's about your journey. You're for expansion, for your expression, never for hard times. And you are like a Mona Lisa. You're like that rare artwork because God made us in his image, and you are a creator. Um, you have these capabilities, but the subconscious mind as a child is wide open. And once you go to school, they tell you stop going into your imagination. And little by little, that window closes. But that's where all the fun is. And that's where the negative program of who you are or who they said you are is at. And that's the program that I'm trying to get you to change, of you at your core, of what you're telling yourself all day long, of who you are or who they said you are. Because it's not who they said you are, it's who you are and who you want to be. Not from the past, who you want to be. So who do you want to be? And do you have a life script? It's like Peggy McCall. She's the one that started it. Do you have a life script? I have a life script. And what's funny is when I look at my life script, I'm actually living out my life script. Be careful what you ask for. Like Napoleon Hill says, be careful what you ask for because they'll be delivered right on schedule. And you're stuck with it. If you want that Mustang, like that guy yesterday, you want the Mustang, then guess what? That brand new Mustang, it's going to come to you. So when you get it, most people are like, okay, I got it. After 2 weeks, they're like, okay, what's next? Right? We're chasing the feeling. That's why I love pizza. We're chasing the feeling. And there is actually a good pizza restaurant not too far away from my apartment. It's hard to find good pizza. Chicago has, like, hands down the best pizza in the world. I've been to New York, I've been to California, I've even been to Milan, Italy. I know what good pizza tastes like, and I know who makes it. So when I'm in Chicago, I know where to go, and I'm gonna go to Palermo's Pizzeria on 63rd and Pulaski to my friend Frank Palermo, Sicilian. Arrived to Chicago in 1960 and started a pizza company and created his own sauce. And people in Hollywood, these rich Jewish people, wanted to buy his sauce so they could patent it and make frozen pizzas. And that's how this world is. We're dealing with infinite scenarios, infinite situations, and you're here to grow and to see something that you haven't seen before. How can you see it if you're poor, if you're broke? So I'm gonna end this call for my friends in Facebook. I hope you guys found this information useful. and we'll be on tomorrow. You guys in Facebook, have a good one, guys. So, like I said, it's not about the money, it's about expansion, full expression, guys. Name it and claim it. Go after the big goals. So we might have someone asking a question here. Let me see. When you have a goal, do you write it just one goal, or you have goal cards or multiple? If you have, as in many book, there is different opinions on it. To have a clear goal, or is it okay to have multiple ones? Well, Ralph Waldo Emerson that said that the only thing that could grow is the thing that you give energy to. Okay, so you could have more than one goal. That's not that's not a, a bad thing. You can have more than one goal card. I do, and I just started writing in my notebook. I just started writing every day. I just started writing. One of the first things that I do is gratitude. Give yourself 5 minutes to be grateful for all the things that you have. And I like what our CEO, Sandy Gallagher, says. She says, send love to 3 people that are bothering you, 3 people that are giving you problems or pissed you off, right? Send love to those 3 people. It might be just 2 people. Send them love. How do you send them love? Well, um, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm doing great. I hope you're okay. Just that alone would be good enough. Like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm doing great. I hope you're okay. And nothing but the best. Go, keep going for your goals. And honestly, I could tell you that I have like 3 people that I could send that to that got into arguments with me 2 weeks ago, and I haven't done it. So there you go. Send love is a very powerful thing, because you could get pissed off with a family member and blah blah blah, and you want to leave people better off, because that makes you a better person. When you leave them with an impression of increase, when you send them love, you are the better person. And you cannot open the door to abundance until you master that. It's like if you ever watched the movie The Karate Kid. Well, Mr. Miyagi was a jujitsu, karate expert. He was like a sensei, right? And um, LaRusso was the young kid that he didn't know karate. And, he was having trouble in school with the kids. They were beating him up, right? So LaRusso was trained by Mr. Miyagi. He had a mentor. And Mr. Miyagi taught him how to wax a car. Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. But that same technique of waxing a car was helping LaRusso protect himself from the punch. So when the punch came in, LaRusso knew how to wax a car. He knew how to block the punch. So when people get you to do things, there is another meaning to it. It's subconsciously. There is a reason why they're telling you to do these things. You might not notice it right away, but later on in life, you start noticing, man, what if I would have just been nice to this person? What if I, could have done this differently? What if I could have treated these people in my family differently? And we all fail to do that because, sometimes the people we love the most are the people we hurt the most, because we're trying to break through to the next level and we're trying to use force. You cannot use force to attract an abundance in your life. You guys may want to write that down. You cannot use force to attract an abundance in your life. And trust me, we all try to force it to happen. You're never going to force it. Like Bob Proctor says, forcing closes the gates. Forcing is not going to help you attract an abundance. So help other people, write it down, live in a spirit of gratitude, send love, have a goal worth failing for and worth aiming for, because you're gonna fail thousands of times, but don't worry, it's gonna happen. It's already happened. Everything there is and ever was, it already happened. So it's done, as they say, it's done. You already have this goal, but you need to amplify your energy, your vibration, so you can go into that dimension, so you can go on that frequency. Because that frequency is up here because you've never been there and you're down here. So act as if, put yourself at the end. Write a big number like I do on my palm. Make that big number look small. Internalize it. Be enthusiastic. Be happy. Feel good. If you don't have a dog, if you don't have someone to love, get yourself a pet. Love something. Okay? And then guess what? There will be a day that you have it. And put a date on your goal card. Put when you're going to have it. If you don't arrive on the date, change the date, keep going for the goal. And guess what? You're going to look back in 2 or 3 years, or maybe even 2 months, and you're gonna say, whoa, my life has changed. Look where I'm at. I'm in Spain. Look at that. Palm trees, enjoying life. How did I do it? I don't know how. We don't know how. But we know is that whenever you entertain an idea, I'm so happy and grateful now that I live in Europe. If you keep doing it through auto suggestion, there will be a day that you're happy and grateful in Europe. And the same thing happened to Bob Proctor when he created his company that operates all around the world. The same thing that happened to Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, when he created his books and he even attracted a Rolls Royce. And the same thing could happen to you. So make sure you write it down. And I'll be asking you, picking on people next time we're on the call, to make sure that you guys have your goal card. So I want to thank Almantas, Chubanda, we'll talk after the call, Chisha, Florence, Hurata, and Riyadh. Riyadh, how's it going, buddy? So PMA, positive mental attitude. And thank you guys for your time. The call is recorded. You can go on the YouTube channel, Wealth Mindset Group, to watch it from the beginning. If you guys jumped on just recently, everything's on Wealth Mindset Group. So talk to you guys later, and thank you guys for your time. We'll see each other tomorrow. Peace out.